Halocast. Alright, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this special-esque podcast. This is podcast number 7, Halo edition. Yada, yada, yada. You know, 7's big number in Halo, so we figure 7th podcast, we'll talk about Halo. Have some fun with it. So we have John. Say hi, John.
Hello.
And we have Alec. Say hello, Alec. Alec says hello. Alec will be joining us via chat. I'm going to read his lines for him. So, what do you think is the best game? Should jump into it.
Best Halo game.
Out of all the Halo games.
Reach.
Reach?
Yes, Reach.
Huh. ODST or 3, says Alec.
I think the most popular games overall is either 3 or Reach. That's really it.
3 was the most popular. It was so popular it if you look at movie theater, if you look at the charts for their sales and stuff, the month Halo 3 comes out, there's a significant dip in their sales because people just stayed home and played Halo 3. So it had a economic effect. So Halo 3 would definitely be the most popular. I would go with ODST as my favorite though. The story's good, the graphics were good, firefight was amazing.
Yeah,
definitely.
I know. We all know that you're ODST lover.
Yeah, love the ODST. So that wasn't really a lot of controversy for that. John, why do you think Reach should be the better game? Why do you think Reach is?
Well, it has very interesting maps compared, and it's also because of armor abilities. Because armor abilities are useful once in a while, and you can keep using them over and over. Equipment is also useful, but not always. Because you need you need good skill, and you don't if you get landmines, it doesn't really kill anyone most of the time, and no one really uses them. Some people have power drains and regeneration. Regeneration is really useful. Certain things are just useful, like regeneration field and the bubble shield.
Alex said, I like not being a super soldier, killing everything. I had to think somewhat tactically, and with friends it was great. No DST. So, I personally, we did the, one of the Vidmaster challenges, the highway one, and it was a pain in the ass, but it was a lot of fun at the same time. You know, we had to work together, think strategically, got to yell at each other a lot. You know, it was fun. But,
That's fair, man.
That's best. Fair. That's best overall. What do you think, which one was best for the story?
What do you mean?
For the campaign, which had the best campaign?
What part of the campaign?
Just which game had the best campaign?
That takes a little bit of thought. I think ODST has the best campaign.
Yeah,
I think so.
I agree.
Because Halo 3 and all those kind of Master Chief stories they get kind of boring after a while. But I think ODST, because it seems like a really interesting story. It's a pretty interesting story it has.
ODST had a lot of great things about it, you know, especially in the plot. It had some great team dynamics, which is something we hadn't really seen before on that scale. It was just, plot was great. I loved the backstory of Sadie and the audio logs. I loved how you were the rookie, you had to survive on your own. It was and it was refreshing change from being a super soldier and killing everything. Add to group call.
Yeah, it's pretty much taking a break from being a super soldier.
Alright. Hang on, you're online. Cool. So which game do you think had the best, not gameplay per se, best multiplayer experience?
I would say pretty much a lot of people think Halo 3, but I think it's Reach overall. Just for overall, because 3, it's slow and it's not too much fun. And the aiming of it is not too accurate. It doesn't feel it's pretty much a stay still, kind of reticle. It's kind of hard. But for Reach, it's pretty inaccurate, and the guns are really weak, but it's really it helps you with accuracy. It's a little bit more accurate. 4, it's a cheap game. It was a good game, but it's now crap. It's like you cannot hide anymore. You can
Good.
never hide. I try to hide, and I cannot. They always find. They always find me in a matter of seconds.
I'm gonna.
It's a.
Nope.
It's really annoying.
I'm gonna add Alex 2 cents in. He thinks Reach. Alec, anything to support that? You agree with John?
I agree. It's Reach. Reach is way better.
Um, 3 was a really innovative game, and I probably started playing multiplayer on 3 with you guys like locally and also online. Reach was a good game for multiplayer because it just the amount of innovation and like creativity it allowed the player to like make your own maps, game types, and stuff.
Yeah, and the size of the maps are like freaking huge.
But
and the vehicles were not bad. They're really good.
But personally, I think 4 gave me the best multiplayer experience, and I dislike 4. 4 is probably my least favorite out of all the Halo games, and it's an okay game. But
It has the most interesting game types. Like the game types are really interesting.
Like
they make game types like never before.
yeah, Alex says it was faster paced, more happened, more interactive. You couldn't rush a vehicle than dominate. I agree. Reach definitely had that advantage, but I liked 4 because one like all the
It's more of a fast-paced game. It's like Call of Duty. It's trying to be a more fast-paced. I think they're trying to beat them.
Oh, Alex
That's why they do all this.
The new game types were great too. I liked 4 because I'd never really played online before. The ranking system in 3 and Reach didn't make sense to me. I still haven't figured out the 3 ranking system.
3, it does not make sense. Reach is just really impossible just to get done.
Yeah.
Everything you want. It takes literally like someone actually experienced it. It takes them like about a year if you do straight on multiplayer. But if you do all firefight, it will cut out like just pretty much a third. That's it. It takes a very long time.
And I didn't like doing Reach firefight. I liked ODST firefight better. But
yeah, I like ODST firefight better, definitely.
But 4, it allowed me to like rank up and stuff. So there were perks, there were like levels and stuff, and I could just hop online and play a couple games.
They need perks. I really don't think they need perks. Halo. I think it's good what it is. They just need to make the guns feel good and not like just pretty much dominating each other, just like the way they are.
Well, to summarize what I was trying to say,
the battle rifle should be like the way it is, like before.
John,
I think it's actually better.
John, shut me down. He's not letting me talk.
What?
You shut me down. I can't get a word in.
I'm done. I didn't talk. I just finished.
I just felt that 4, I was able to hop online, play a couple games, and I felt like I'd accomplished something. And the way they like added to Griff Ball, we need the Halo 1 pistol, says Alec. You mean like in Halo 4?
Well, the Halo 1
pistol.
Wait,
Halo 1 pistol was pretty good.
It's like one of the. It was pretty good. It was pretty overpowered. I like 4 pistol. It's not bad. It feels balanced but strong. But it's like still strong. It's like has everything everyone wants.
4 multiplayer was good because if I could finally finish my thought, I'd hop online, play a couple games. They added a ton of new like game types and stuff. They added to like Griff Ball, for example. They changed some of the elements of old games. They brought back old favorites from older games. And
they also bring Ricochet, which is a really fun game type.
ODST multiplayer with the firefight was good, says Alec. ODST multiplayer was good, but it wasn't broad enough because when you buy ODST, you get the Halo 3 expansion disc. But I don't count that as ODST multiplayer. I count that as more 3 multiplayer. So ODST for multiplayer really just had doing the campaign with your friends and firefight. And while that's still a lot of fun, and I loved that, I felt that 4 got me the most involved. Like you couldn't like hop online with random people and play for fun and level up and get experience, which is kind of like the epitome of multiplayer today. And 4 did that really well, better than any of the other Halo games. It had a nice, simple, clear-cut ranking system, nice, easy game types.
It takes me like 3 months just to fully rank up. That's how long. Some people actually it's like really easy. Like in the very beginning, if you attempt to make it like I don't know, like level 50 in the next 2 weeks, after 2 weeks the game came out, like you earn something. I couldn't do that, but I could. It's that easy.
Well,
But
John,
now, like, what?
you're a video game master.
Yeah,
Like it's that easy. It's easy for you. Like I still haven't hit the max level, partially because I haven't played Halo 4 in forever or any Xbox game,
yeah,
but also
yeah.
partially because I don't like I never played to rank up to the max level. All
Well,
right.
like, I want to get there, so I at least enjoy the game now. So, and I can get all the stuff I want because you get like new good perks. Like some of the perks are like you don't really need it, but it's like okay, but it's really not worth it.
I'm trying to eat away from the microphone. I'm eating my dessert. All right.
Dessert.
Yeah. Um, which game do you think had the best score, like music?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think 3, to tell you the truth.
You thought 3 had the best score. What about you, Alec? What's your
I
two
don't know.
cents?
I wasn't getting into the music.
Yeah, music. He says music with a question mark. The music in the game. Every game had their own individual score. Give a little
Yeah, like
backstory.
sometimes.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, sometimes Dylan, no one really pays attention to the music. They just put it there.
All right.
But yeah,
I bought. Let me finish. Let me swallow. I bought all the. All right. Alex says the music in 3 melded really well. 3 had a good score. I own all of the Halo games score. Martin O'Donnell, who works for Bungie, is a full-time employee. Wrote the music for 1, 2, 3, ODST, and Reach. He did a fantastic job. Wars was written by some other guy, and then Halo Legends. I don't really count as a Halo. It's not a game. And then 4 was written by I think
what's
Neil David. So
what?
and Wars 4 was written by Neil David. I didn't like 4's score that much. It was okay. It wasn't the best. I personally liked 2's music the best because it had a very piano-driven score, but it also was very it used the guitar, and a lot of bands got in on the project, like Incubus or Breaking Benjamin. They both have songs that appear in the campaign, and that was a pretty cool aspect. And it was a well written score, but 3 is definitely a close second with ODST and Reach falling behind. All the scores were great, but 2 and 3 are neck and neck for number 1, and then ODST and Reach are definitely neck and neck for number 2. ODST had a very saxophone and piano driven score, very like somber, because the whole campaign basically takes place at night, except for like one level. So it's like, and it's very like you're by yourself, so it's like somber and sad and like especially in like blues. So like that. It was one end. Reach was very bold. It was humanity's kind of final stand on this planet. It was very bold music for that. 3 was like we're ending like the series and the games. It was very there was a lot of build up for the end, and the final songs were definitely pushed that forward. But personally, I think 2's was the best. 2's music. So what about who out of all the games, right? Not going into the lore. Let's just focus on the main games. Who was your favorite character?
My favorite character. Let's not count Chief because that's obviously everyone's favorite character.
Well, Chief's okay. I don't like him that much. I like him, but not that much.
He's a kind of obvious favorite character because he's like a main character. If I had to choose anyone, I don't really have one to tell you the truth. I don't.
All right. Favorite character you played as in the games that wasn't Chief. So like all the Halo Wars characters.
I like Noble 6.
Noble 6. Rookie.
Yeah, as a character, yeah, I like him.
My favorite protagonist that I played as would probably be the Rookie. I just like the concept of this lone soldier. He's not the most experienced guy. He has to survive on his own through an entire night in the city by himself, driven away from the squad. He's separated from the squad, and he lives. And he doesn't talk because he's just silent. And it's just a very cool character. Alex says, I really like Johnson. Even before I read the lore, do I have to have played as them? Johnson is a playable character in ODST. In Firefight, you can unlock him, so technically Johnson isn't a playable character, so he would count.
That is technically true, but you only could get him if you pre-ordered ODST.
or
like
bought
on the day it came out, which is now impossible.
the code through eBay, which I might eventually.
Well, or you could do that.
Yeah.
Always.
Um, yeah, no, I think we'll count Johnson as main protagonist. Off of the campaign, like non-playable character NPC. My favorite one would probably be Captain Keyes, because if you read into his life in the lore and stuff, he's just very nice guy, gentleman, very smart, tactical. You know, the gentleman's gentleman. He's got like this pipe that he doesn't actually smoke. He's just like a memento from like his father. You know, he's Miranda's Key's father, but like he raised her by himself while he was fighting a war. He's he's a family-based man, and he doesn't have a family. He's also a military man. He's just very conflicted and yet like
Wow, he can still
interesting
do
character.
all that.
Yeah.
And, like he keep his child stabled.
Yeah,
That's pretty impressive.
and he's badass.
Yeah, he's pretty badass too. He like works his ass off for everything, for the war and his daughter and everything. It's must be a pain in the ass.
Mm, yeah. Who was your
Probably
favorite?
the same amount as Chief, but like smaller.
Who was your favorite non-playable character, John?
My favorite not playable character.
Like
Well,
Johnson.
since Johnson is already a playable character, technically. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'll go with Emil.
Emil. Good pick.
Emil's a good one.
So
He could take a stab from a sword and still kill him, which is
yeah.
the best death I would ever do. That's what I would do. Kill me, I kill you.
Agreed.
I would not die until you die with me. It's always going to be like that.
Agreed. Alec, what about you? Who's your favorite NPC? While we wait for Alec to respond. Let's talk about Reach a little. So Reach is, you and Alec both think Reach is the best game out of the whole series, and Reach is a good game, but the reason I don't think Reach is the best game is because Reach had good multiplayer. The ranking system was a little excessive, so not like quite to my
Really
liking.
hard. It's like the first game that has a ranking system.
Halo 3 had a ranking system, it just didn't work well. But
It's just there for randomly. It just shows like probably how much you played.
basically,
That's what
but
it basically shows.
but the reason I didn't think Reach was worthy of title of best Halo game is because of the campaign. Reach had an okay campaign up
It's not
until
that
the people
good,
start dying.
It's like really easy.
Well,
Really easy. It's like one of those easy campaigns.
take difficulty out of the campaign. I just didn't like the story of Reach. Like it's okay in the beginning. All right, this squad of guys, they're gonna defend the planet, and they're kind of for right now Reach's last hope until like everyone else shows up. It's like, all right, that's I can see that they're going around, they're doing some cool stuff, and then George dies, and as he dies, like the moment he's gone, boom, like you see the explosion, the slip space rupture. All right, George is dead. You're falling. You see the entire Covenant fleet show up. George just sacrificed himself for no reason. Now the entire planet's at war. Who dies next? Kat? Kat dies next.
Yeah, she got headshot for talking too much.
Yeah. She just everyone like is always talking about how sad Kat is. Like, oh, boo-hoo, Kat dies. It's so sad. She gets shot in the back of the head out of her mouth. It's like she just talked too much, and the Covenant's like, nah, you don't get to live. You talk too much. Die. So, I personally thought that was pretty funny. Alex says, well, the Pelican Easter egg was always fun. The Pelican Easter egg was fun, but it doesn't make the campaign itself better. That's a small thing. Like the on that same level, there's the club music Easter egg where like you can get all the hunters and grunts and brutes to dance and stuff. That was cool too. That doesn't make up for just like the awful storyline back in the campaign. Who dies next? June just leaves, and you have to really.
Yeah, they could technically do whatever they want with him. Like they can make him considered dead or alive because they didn't determine his death.
You have to really dig in the lore to find out what happens to June. Oops. My bad. Have fun taking that out, AJ. So you really have to dig in the lore to find out what happens to June. And he goes on to start the Spartan 4 project. He's one of the driving members. And he oversees Infinity after he helps Halsey off the planet. So he finishes his mission and stuff. So that's very cool. But June, like all these people hypothesized that he was dead, and Bungie never really went back and answered it. They kind of left it to 343 to take up, and they could have answered that a lot better in the game. The next person to die is Carter. Carter's death makes no sense, and not quite his.
He like pretty much he's like basically dying anyway.
Yeah,
and he had a Noble 6 and Emil had like the face have like have a scarab problem, so he just kill himself against one scarab.
Yeah, not the biggest waste per se. It's a pretty good sacrifice. But in the cutscene before that, the beginning of the level where they're flying the ship and the Banshees are shooting at the back of the Pelican, there's I'm gonna pull up that cutscene just to make sure I'm not talking out of my ass. But there's no reason for what's the level called, John?
The level called Pillar of Autumn, I think.
Thanks. But there's no reason. Alright, there's no reason for him to be, like, dying and stuff. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Alright, so, I'm just gonna play that cutscene real fast. Alright, it's loading. Put that volume up on max.
We're gonna soon end
seek immediate medical attention. Noble leader, please respond. Please respond. Sierra 259. You are alarming me.
Not sure how long she's gonna stay together. Skies are jammed up anyway. Gotta get you off her.
Alright, so I'm looking at the scene where you can see Carter. So Carter's like sitting there. There's blood on the windshield, but there's no marks on the windshield. So like it wasn't. Nobody shot through it. There was no impact. There's no marks on the back of his seat. So like it wasn't shot through or burned through. Carter's just randomly bleeding out of his chest onto the windshield for no reason.
That's true.
He's just dying.
I wonder how he's dying.
Like there's a lot of.
They wouldn't notice if he got shot because if a Banshee shot a plasma through the Pelican probably would explode.
You mean the Banshee bomb? Yeah, but there's no bullet holes in the back.
Not like the Banshee bomb, but like the Banshee guns, the plasma guns, not the bomb. I think he would have died already.
Yeah, probably. But
and they wouldn't notice.
The seat is untouched. His armor untouched. There's just blood on the windshield, and he's dying, and he rips his helmet off, and it's all sad and stuff. But as much horrible stuff as done with the Spartan 3s that was like illegal, there were extra jugs put in their system. There's no reason for him to be bleeding randomly out of his chest.
Unless they pretty much he hit his head on like the wheel.
Oh my god! There's no marks on his head. 1 and 2. There's no way that happened. I hit my head on the Pelican door.
No, not his human head. Like in the suit. So he probably banged his head and maybe, and the armor made him it crushed his nose and gave him a nosebleed probably, or not.
Nah.
Or he was coughing blood out. If he was coughing blood out, then there's no way then he's just bleeding for no apparent reason.
It's unclear as to how the blood got in the windshield and where it's coming from. He either coughed it up or it's coming out of his chest, because there isn't a really good look at his chest. But in the cutscene before, when they're getting into the Pelican, he's fine. And there's no contact in the Pelican. And, you can hypothesize that, maybe there was an elite or something waiting for him in the Pelican. That didn't happen, because then they would have made a much bigger deal about leaving, and he wouldn't be flying the goddamn thing. Or, it wouldn't have been a surprise. They
probably wouldn't show it if there was an elite.
Exactly, that too. So
you wouldn't know that he would be dying. You'd just be just taking a flight anyway.
So
just piling the damn Pelican.
So him dying, or almost dying rather, in that cutscene just makes no sense at all, none. So that's another problem I have with that. Then Emil sacrifices himself. That was pretty cool. And then
that's pretty much a good a good sacrifice. Well, he was pretty much defending himself.
Yeah.
That's all he really is doing. It's a noble death.
Yeah.
It's a death that should be done.
And then
compared to everyone else, waste.
Yeah. And the Noble 6
talk too much. Shut up.
All right.
What the hell are you bleeding for? You just you only kill one, but there's only there's 50 ships left.
Yeah. And
which a Spartan could do maybe destroy half of them, not like go to this one ship and then sacrifice yourself.
And like Noble 6, he stays behind and stuff too. And when they get to the station, they're like, oh, it wasn't just me who did this. There were lots of other people, but they're dead now. Those first two, the first one's kind of a waste. The second one, she kind of deserved it, in my opinion. She was a bit of a waste of space. And then Carter just randomly started bleeding out of his chest. Jun's still alive. And then we just watched, Emil wasn't dead at that point. So, you really only lost, like, half of your squad. And at that, only one of those deaths was explained, and it wasn't a good one. Or only two of those deaths were explained, and neither of them were good deaths. So, stop complaining.
And then we have finally Noble Six's death, when he actually died to free to get rid of the Pelican as soon as possible.
Yeah, he stayed back, which was, that was good of him.
And then he
but...
died, like, from like, heated battle. Pretty much he was, like, the only one that survived.
And then he dies.
Yeah, he dies off.
Another problem I have with the Reach campaign is it goes against a lot of the lore, the Halo lore that was implemented in Halo Reach the novel, which came before Halo Reach the game. And Reach the game goes against a ton of the like preset lore and stuff, like red and blue teams, like Pillar of Autumn's in orbit for the majority of Reach, and in the Pillar of Autumn, like the cutscene, you can see John in like a cryo bay or a cryotube or something at the end of the game. There's a ton of other like small plot holes like that, but like it just doesn't go along with it, and it's kind of like my problems with Halo Forward Unto Dawn. It just doesn't follow the lore, and if you're gonna make a game or a movie or comic book, and you're going to put it out there, you got to understand that it should be following the rules of the canon that's already out there. And if you're putting it out there, you shouldn't put it out there like, oh, like, oh, look, we put this out here, but don't take it seriously, like, because, it's lore now. You put it out there. It's, it's part of the game. Halo Reach is likely a who can have the most noble death competition, which you are ultimately, the last one ultimately won up for everyone.
And his death is more noble.
I like Emil's death, personally. Who do you think had the best death out of everyone on Reach?
Well, technically Noble 6, but they did that on purpose, just because you're the main character.
I like Emil's death.
But that's what they do a lot. Like, they make sure you as the main character are, like, the best of the best. Even though you, like, there's someone else that is a total badass, you, like, you're just pretty much there for a good reason, not because you're bad. You're just there for a good reason, and you survive all this through.
Yeah.
Which makes you great.
I liked
which Emil I think is the best death.
I liked Emil's death the best. How about you, Alex?
Because they show proof. Because when you go to the gun, they're all dead. You find his body and the elites, which means he killed both of them while he was dying.
Yeah, that's the interesting bit about the Spartan 3s, which everyone on Noble Team was except for George. The Spartan 3s had 2 extra chemicals put in their bio-augmentation mix that were supposed to make them, I think they got like reserves of like extra strength and adrenaline and drugs to overcome like pain in times of stress. That way, like you could keep fighting for like ridiculous amounts of time until death.
Until you're done.
Yeah, basically until like there's a scene
that's pretty much it.
There's
it's total blood rage, and you're like, I will not die without you dying with me. Or I'm saying it wrong. Fuck. Just to continue. I cannot say things anymore.
There's a scene in Ghosts of Onyx where there's this Spartan 3 and they're in this battle with some elites and he's like the last one in and he goes, I think they nicked me, sir, and he falls over and he's got plasma burns, like half his armor is burned off from like the plasma burns, like how many times he got shot up, and he's got like tons of needles sticking out of like his rib cage and stuff. Like he's gone, like he's gushing blood, and he didn't feel like any of it. He felt like barely any of that, because of the extra drugs. But interesting side effect of the drugs is you need to take other medication, otherwise it like decreases mental function or something. You go like super aggressive and like lose logic. I thought that was cool.
Like you don't know what's logical to you.
Yeah, you lose like just
Like
a
what do
sense
you
of
mean,
sanity.
like logical? Like
You just lose like a sense of sanity, like just random blood rage, like directed in all directions. Like not
like you
directed.
just
but-
get mad just for like a ball bouncing. Pretty much.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good way to put it. Like, there's
Or
just no
like
good reason.
I don't know. Someone that is being nice and you're like whining and complaining about it. Like,
Yeah,
he didn't even
Onyx.
say anything. It's pretty much like that.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
much. That's what you like.
And Alec put in the conversation. It goes to of Onyx.
Ghost.
Kurt has their instinctual frontal lobe enlarged for times of great stress.
I'm here now, guys. I can.
Alright, we got some voices.
Hello. All right.
Um,
So who do you think is the best character, like outside of the games, like in the lore? I know, John, you haven't read into it too much, but let's just go outside of the games for a minute. So the books, the comics, or the movies. Like, who do you think is the best character out of all of that?
It's really Master Chief.
Jenkins.
It's pretty much Master Chief because he's been through a lot more than anyone else.
Okay.
I think I can without a doubt say it's Jenkins because he kind of falls off the face of the earth after Contact Harvest, but just his character is just such a great character. I love him.
Jenkins is a sniper in Contact Harvest. He's one of the few Marine or training militia who defends the planet, and he's lost to time. Like, there's no other mention of him in the lore until the first Halo game, where it's hypothesized that he is the dude that you watch in the first Flood mission. In the beginning of it, you watch this really long cutscene through like the eyes of one of the soldiers through their helmet cam, and you're watching him go through and do the stuff and like find the Flood and stuff. And there's an empty sniper rifle on the level, and the song played is called "Lament to Private Jenkins," so it could be him, but there's a bit of a hole in that theory where it's Lament to Private Jenkins. If you're fighting in a war for like 20, 30 years and you're still a private and a sniper, that doesn't add up. But it's not impossible. There's no confirmation there, so you know, not the worst theory ever.
So we're done.
Almost. I was gonna say I thought Ponders was a great character outside of the lore because also from Contact Harvest he kind of like he kind of like leads them. He's kind of like pulling the strings in the background. He's helping people out, and he's injured in the beginning of the first battle on the surface of Harvest, and he sacrifices himself at the end, and he's being this decoy, and the brute he's sitting there and he's smoking this the Sweet William cigar that all the other sergeants in the lore are known for smoking. It's a very popular thing in the lore, like Sweet William cigars. I think that's where it originates, or at least like that's where I'd like to think it originates anyway. But he's standing there and he's smoking a cigar, and he looks up to the brute and he goes, "We'll win one day, you know. You're not gonna win this fight. We'll win. You're gonna lose," or something along those lines. And then he gets like severed in half or something. He's lying there and he's like, I think I'll just watch the sunset. He's got a very cool death, and he's a very cool character. I think we're about done. We talked about Halo a little.
We had a good talk about Halo.
You know,
which is good.
This would be a good segment for AJ to edit and add to the podcast
You know?
this weekend.
Oh, wait.
We're pre-recording this.
Well, let's talk about the new Halo coming.
Oh,
I just wanted to say something. What
Yeah,
you said before to me.
you want me
They
to?
did not confirm. Wait, right? Like they did not confirm that it was named Halo 5, right?
Yep. I'll let you tell it.
Or you could tell you. I don't really give a shit.
All right. It's a lot of people think that at the end of the year, the next Halo game is going to be like Halo 5 or Halo Xbox One, and there's a couple things wrong with that theory that don't make any sense. One, there's only been one teaser trailer, right? We had it at E3 last year. That means a year later we'll be seeing the first trailers if it's coming out, which means they don't have a lot of time to really perform a marketing campaign on it. And Halo's known for having extensive marketing campaigns, like ILoveBees.com, that was the Halo 2 one, and then Project Iris was Halo 3. Very social interactive. 343 isn't so much in that type, but they do, before Halo 4, they did like mini shorts, they teamed up with Rooster Teeth to do like red versus blue stuff. They had their own way of like advertising. They made some really cool trailers, and we were seeing these a while before the game was coming out. And if there's a Halo game coming out at the end of the year and it's Halo Xbox One, it doesn't leave us a lot of time. Also, I do believe I would have to
determine the name. So it actually could be Halo 2 Anniversary or Halo 5 maybe.
All right.
We still don't know yet. Teasers are not enough. When the year is that they're making it is when the time is Halo 5 will come out. And so far this year, maybe they will make it. I don't really think so yet. But we'll see.
So, another reason why I don't think that they'll be putting out the next.
Alec.
All right, we're gonna add Jason. We're gonna add Jason into the call real fast at the end. Let me see if I can just drag him in. All right, Jason. Jason will be with us in a second.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, you're joining us on the end. We're kind of wrapping up, but we were talking about the hypothesized Halo game, and John just kind of blurted out and said it's probably going to be a Halo 2 remake. But that's cool. But another reason why it can't be coming out this year is I'll be back. I'm driving, so internet's spotty. Another reason that it can't be coming out this year, or it's very unlikely, is I'd have to check this, but it would be the fastest Halo game ever to be made since the first Halo game, which would be ridiculous. Especially because 343 admitted that they didn't do as good a job as they would have liked to on 4, and they spent a long time on that. So I would hope that it's not coming out. And I saw somewhere on, if you type in, like, if you search Halo 2 Remake, one of the first things that pop up is this article where it hypothesizes, and it's not. It doesn't say it like a hypothesis. It says it like it's a thing that's going to happen. It says it like Halo 2 Remake is going to come out at the end of the year, and with it is going to come a trailer for the Halo TV show and a demo for the next Halo game. And I hope that's true, but there's been no confirmation yet. But it's likely. It would be pretty weird for it not to.
I kind of would like if there would be like a beta of like the next Halo coming out.
There'll be a public beta. I see no reason why not.
Like they don't have to complete it. Like you can just make a beta right
Wasn't
now.
there one for Reach?
Yeah, there was. I don't remember about the older Halo games. There probably were betas, but I'm not sure if they were public
Halo
released.
1, there was a demo, definitely.
There was a demo at like E3. There have always been like demos at like conventions and E3s, but Halo Reach had a demo that came with ODST. I think 3 might have had an ODST demo in it.
It was completely worth it, just saying.
And then there was a 4 demo. I do believe it might just have been at cons. There was a Reach demo. There was no Wars demo. We'll definitely see at Comic-Con next year, probably some sort of a Halo demo. One of the games. It's
Or maybe something about it.
Its predicted release date right now is the 31st of December. I'm sure that'll get moved up. 31st of December is ridiculous. But it'll be
Like,
on
that's
shelves.
never gonna happen. It really is never gonna happen. They just say that because they just need a date.
Yeah, the stores online say that December 31st. Last time I checked. So, you know, they'll probably move it up. December 31st is an odd day to put it out on. They'll put it out before
No one
Christmas.
really puts it. They just need a date, which
Yeah.
is like pretty much the latest they need to be.
Yeah, but it'll be out by the end of the year, literally.
Probably. I am assuming that most of the time Halo releases their games in November, so I'm going to assume that the next Halo, will come out somewhere in November.
That was
That's That's my assumption because
That was a good.
they always release it on November
Yeah,
most of the time.
that was a good marketing campaign. Halo's definitely known for having good marketing campaigns, and Halo 2, as we said a minute ago, was I Love Bees. Halo 3 was Project Iris. The original Halo had demos at E3 and at conventions, and Halo 4 had some interesting stuff. It had a couple trailers, a couple TV spots. It had a couple of red versus blue spots where they were talking about
That
like
is true.
don't forget.
Which is pretty awesome.
Don't forget to not forget the date, I think was kind of like their slogan, running slogan. And then they released it on Election Day, so that they kind of pulled that into the fold, like vote red versus blue. Haha, Republicans, Democrats, stuff like that. So that was definitely one of the better marketing campaigns out of the... Well, actually, there's only 3, so a good marketing campaign, but the game itself could have used a little more work, I think. The campaign mostly. Any thoughts on Halo 5, gentlemen?
No, I pretty much wanted to go eat now.
Oh, all right. Bye, John.
I'm pretty
much,
starving.
I'm very mad about it since I don't really care about Halo that much anymore, to be honest.
Oh, Jason. When I tell you about my schedule, I totally forgot about this, but this weekend, like Monday to Saturday, somewhere there, is when AJ and I, or on Monday, Dylan, we're gonna be like spending time in Minecraft and like we're doing like the
Machinimation.
yeah,
No, we talked about that.
machinimation.
Let's wrap up the podcast before we talk about that. I'll pass it along, Jason. John, why don't you go at dinner?
Alright,
Alright,
thank
so
you. Finally, food.
wrap up
Alright.
the podcast.
All right.
See ya, folks, and yeah, just don't become losers.
Wow. Faith in our audience, John. All right. Let's wrap this up. We've gone for 41 minutes. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.